Hi, I'm Heather from Heather Handmade. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am so excited to teach you how to make a cloak. I have a free pattern that you can find on my blog. It's in child sizes from size 3 to size 10, but I've kind of grouped some of the sizes together since the cloak is such a really basic, simple pattern. It's essentially a full circle, like cloak part that goes over the shoulders. There's a waist length version and a knee length version, and then there's a hood. This is the curved version. There's also a pointed version, and then I have added this tie right here for the front because I think it's really cute for Little Red Riding Hood. You can do lots of different closures depending on the character that you are making. So as you can see, this is for Little Riding Hood. I have like a little dress and boots that she's going to wear with it, and we also have kind of a big gray dog, so the dog can be the big bad wolf. But you know, you can make this out of any color and any fabric, any woven fabric, and there's so many different characters that wear a cloak. So let's get started. For this project, you are going to need the pattern that you can get on my blog. I have cut out the size 7/8, the knee length for my daughter, but I have cut out the largest neckline because I wanted a really big hood. So I cut out the 9/10 neckline and then I did the 9/10 hood. I'm doing the curved hood and I wanted it really big for Little Red Riding Hood. Then some red fabric. This is kind of like a linen cotton. I wanted it to look a little bit more like an apparel fabric. I didn't want to use quilting cotton, but you can definitely use a red quilting cotton. And then I have a red dress and some boots and some tights. It really doesn't matter. And if you're making a different character, honestly, you can use any color, any fabric that's a woven. Just make sure that if you are using an apparel fabric that it will work with this pattern and it really looks like the character you are making. I have placed my pattern. This is the fold of the fabric, and this is the side. So I'm going to cut out this piece, and then I'll cut out another cloak piece, and then I'll cut out the hood. Now you're going to take your hood piece, and with right sides together, you're going to pin the top and the back and the curve or the point depending on what you're doing. You're going to sew this seam with a 3/8 inch seam allowance, and you are going to backstitch when you start and when you stop. Now with the cloak, you are going to line up, you have two big half circles, and you're going to line up one edge with the other piece, one straight edge. You're going to sew this seam with the 3/8 inch seam allowance and backstitch when you start and when you stop. And then the other straight edges are going to become the front. So this is my cloak. I actually had to cut the front in two pieces instead of one on the fold. So I have two side seams instead of one center back seam, but it's still gonna work the same. So the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to turn this so it's right side up. Then I'm going to take the right side of the hood. I'm going to match up the center fronts and the center back. We're going to pin it together. Now I'm going to sew this seam with a 3/8 inch seam allowance. I'm going to back stitch when I start, when I stop. And as you can see, these other seams, I've actually done everything with a French seam, and then I've top stitched it to one side, and that's just so that the cape looks good on the inside. When it like opens up, you can just see a red seam instead of like zigzag stitches or serger stitches. I have the hood sewn onto the cloak, so it's time. I'm going to hem this front edge with just like a 1/4 inch double fold hem, and then I'm going to do the same to this full circle, you know, this circle edge. I'm going to do the same hem there. Now, the last thing you need to do is to find a way to add a closure to the cloak. You can do like a button and a loop. You can do like snaps. There's lots of different things you could do. It depends on the character that you're making. Since I am doing Little Red Riding Hood, I want like a cute bow in the front. So I am going to sew this ribbon on around the neck like this, and then it will create this really cute front tie bow in the front. Once you have the closure added, the cloak is done and you can add the rest of the outfit underneath. And that's how you make a cloak for costumes with a free cloak sewing pattern. I can't wait to see all of the cloaks that you make. Please share them with me on social media. DIY costume ideas and Halloween sewing projects, and I hope you have a wonderful day.